BP Pagoda now, and we've got a beautiful old car here. It's the Leyland Thomas Special, and we've got David Haywood here, who is the owner of this car. Hi, David.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi.
Beautiful looking car, and it's in its right setting here at Brooklands.
It is. Would that we've got fuel for you at the business end, which is our problem at the moment.
Okay.
We have fuel for about 2 minutes and then stops. Which is a great shame, so we're not going out on the track.
So you're not going to be able to run it today by the sound of that?
No.
I know you've been tinkering with it all morning, because I've
Yes,
been by
we
quite
have.
a few times.
Yes, the air has been a little blue.
Yeah, I can well imagine. So have you tracked down the problem?
We think that the pump might have some gunk in it, and
Right.
it does mean taking the under trays off, which is for another day.
Goodness.
Yeah. It's a great shame. We're running it now for about 2 or 3 minutes, but it's a shame because this thing should be on the track.
Yeah.
It was running very well early part of the year, but it sits and it stands and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, and then things get in the petrol pump, and you've had it really for the moment.
So this is a special, a dedicated special to the original number one, which is no more. So, but it's got it's the original racing engine, original back axle, the original chassis parts to it, original instruments on some of them, and because the cross member came with the engine, the cross member has given me the identity of the car. So that's a genuine Lancaster.
When you say the cross member, we're talking.
The cross member is here.
This bit here.
Yeah. So that, if you can, that's a very, very thick piece of machinery. That came in the frame that the engine came in, and it's off a chassis which we've utilised.
Right.
So the engine is straight 8. It originally had 2 Zenith carburetors. We're running on 1 Zenith at the moment. SU at the moment. It's 7.2 straight 8 overhead valve, and it's adequate.
Adequate.
Rear wheel brakes only, so that's entertaining.
Yeah, of course these racing cars didn't have any front brakes, did they? There was no need for them, really.
One small feature I'd like to show everybody: the steering column is almost horizontal.
Okay.
It then has to go to an idler gear and drop due south to the steering box.
Right.
When we first fitted it, we got that the wrong way round. So when we were turning left, the car was actually turning right. And Parry Thomas, who designed this car, had the same mistake the moment he put his together.
Really?
So we fixed it now.
You did the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a homage to him, really, though, wasn't it? That's what it was, definitely.
So, we're very, very pleased with it, but when we have something like this, it's very frustrating.
I know, it's just annoying, isn't it? It's annoying when that happens.
Yeah,
but,
indeed.
So let's just go and look at that steering wheel.
I can get it to start for you if you want to hear it.
I think we shall in a moment. Okay. Yeah, probably not just yet, but let's have a... So this goes... Right, can't really see it too much, can we? But it goes straight through, and then on a joint.
And then down, and the steering box sits here.
And it comes down to that.
Yeah. Which is a bit...
And then this is what steers.
This is what steers. That's the steering arm.
Right.
Yeah, that's
okay.
So
I mean, in period, this was a Parry Thomas race car.
Yes.
Which he would race here.
He would race here. He eventually went for 4 carburetors at the top end. If I did that, I'd be ruining a block, and I don't want to do that. This is an original. We invaded the head. This is an original racing manifold, which Tim Ely, who had, or still has perhaps, Mike Hawthorne's Riley.
Okay.
And he said he saw this in 1952, and I saw him in 2007. He had given it away, and we found the person who he'd give it to, and they hadn't been chopped up. It went straight on.
Really?
Yeah, very interesting.
Goodness me.
One of those
That's amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
We're happy
you just
with.
Find these things. It's odd. But I mean, this is a huge engine. Must weigh a ton.
It does. It's a couple of hernias.
Yeah.
It's about 800-900 weight on its own. Yeah. Iron here and iron there and iron everywhere. But
pretty robust,
smooth.
I guess.
Yeah.
When you're
very smooth.
When you're herring around the Brooklands track, all around us here,
absolutely,
you're going to need something that's going to last, because the races were quite long. Some of them in those days.
And the track was very rough
and very
all
bumpy,
concerned.
Of course. Yeah.
When he went record breaking on tyres like this, he would run through a puddle. to cool the tyres
Cool
down.
them down a bit.
Yeah.
Otherwise they'd start shredding
Exactly.
or wherever.
Yeah.
So this is a record-breaking car you mentioned
Well,
there.
it captured, the original one captured 15 world land speed records, not the outright speed record, but the quarter mile, the half
class
mile,
ones, yeah.
the standing quarter, the running quarter. It did an awful lot, and then it became not as competitive, and that's why Harry Thomas went and bought Babs.
Right, so yeah, developed Babs after.
Yeah, he developed Babs,
So this was the one immediately before Babs?
Yes, this was a road-going car that didn't make it.
Right.
For all sorts of reasons, bristling with innovation, front and rear anti-roll bar, vacuum brakes, which he did away with when he went racing, and all sorts of bells and whistles. Very clever guy, but it was 500 guineas more per chassis than a Silver Ghost before you put a body on it. And it said Leyland on the radiator.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid Lord and Lady Fanshawe wouldn't be seen dead with Leyland, so it failed in the marketplace. But he went.
Yeah,
he went
so if it was a Rolls Royce on the front there, you probably sold a few of these.
Exactly that. Yeah. So shall we see if we can start her up?
Shall we have a go? What do you think?
Yeah,
You'll manage?
I might have to tickle it for you. It's the actress Sexy Bishop. The fuel pressure gauge is showing very little. Give me 30 seconds. What I'll do is I'll excite.
Okay.
With my magic hand.
Got your magic fingers out there, and we're going to get this going.
For a couple of minutes.
We're not sure how long it's going to run, because I have had the fuel issues with it. So David is, I'm not quite sure what he's doing here, but he's tickling something underneath there. There's a handy hole there to put your hands through.
A little bit of fuel pressure.
Okay,
So shall we try?
we're going to give it a go.
Won't run for long, gentlemen.
Okay. So, oh, there we go. Well, we're going at the moment.
We're going at
So
the moment.
how much longer?
Quite. He'll cough and splutter and say, "Thank you very much." Now, there it
There
goes.
we go.
There it goes.
And that's it.
That's
There we
it.
go. Oh no, hang on. It's had a second wind.
Yeah. Reports of my death are premature. It's a great shame.
And there we go. There we go. Almost again.
That's it.
There we are. That has died this time.
It has died this time.
It just sounds very smooth though.
Yes.
There's not much noise coming from the engine.
Absolutely. When he
It's
went
almost like a modern engine.
indeed,
It's so quiet.
Indeed. Yeah.
It's only the noise coming
The
out
flywheel
the
is
exhaust.
internal. He went racing without the flywheel, and the balance for the crankshaft, which is the size of an Austin 7 flywheel, he went racing without that as well, just to add lightness.
Right, yeah.
I can't go that route. There we are.
Add a lot of lightness to this, really. Not with the
No,
very
quite,
big chassis members
quite,
here.
yeah.
A lot of weight, and
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, there we
I
are.
was thinking taking a few little bits off that wouldn't make too much difference.
No,
really.
quite. Yes, there we are.
Oh, well, there we are. So let's hope we can get it going again and see it running
Indeed,
here.
indeed. The next thing is to buy a pump and to spend a day taking the under trays off and replacing the pump,
Get that, yeah.
which is not for today, unfortunately.
No. Bit of a job, isn't it, getting underneath, I would
Yeah.
think. So people can see this car in the museum.
Indeed, it sits in the ERA shed.
The ERA shed.
Yeah,
just
right
behind
next
us
to
here.
the Napier Bentley.
Yeah.
And the difference between one and the other is maybe 10 years in advanced engineering, and astonishing, really, the difference in 10 years. It's a bit like looking at a Commodore PC and then looking at a Mac.
Yeah,
The advances were just
the technology just sort of progresses
fast.
on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely car, David.
Okay.
I mean, thank you for showing us round, and let's hope we can get it going.
Indeed. I'll send you the bill.
Cheers. Thank you then.
Stay well.